Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us at our Connect groups. So grateful for you guys to be here tonight. Did you guys know that you sitting here in this room with this group of people is the original goal and vision of what we're trying to do here at The Heart? Sunday mornings are fantastic and we have a great time. We get to hear great music and hear a message, but it's in these groups that we grow our faith, that we take these steps in this journey of faith together, and we get to understand these things together and help each other through that. So when you guys go through some of these questions, I'm going to ask you guys to share, and the more you share, the more helpful it is for everyone. You never know what someone can learn because you were brave enough to tell your story and answer some of these questions. So I want to give a quick shout out to the group leaders and the host. Thank you so much for what you do. Without you, we wouldn't be able to accomplish any of this. And for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Dominic Insenius. We have a message series that we just wrapped up on Sunday called The Giver. And in this message series, we kind of took some steps, understand what it means to trust God, to understand that He provides opportunities for us, to have a heart of generosity, what it means to give, and then what we can do to be intentional with our priorities, to be intentional with our money, and to create a budget, to create a plan. And that's what we talked about on Sunday, what it means to create a plan, to really understand what is coming in, what is going out, what's the difference between those, and how can I set myself up for success? And one of the scriptures that we looked at was in the book of Proverbs, which is a book of wisdom written by a man who is told to be one of the wisest men to ever live, King Solomon. And in this book of Proverbs, it's Proverbs chapter 27, verses 23 through 27. So I want to encourage you on this one to get your Bibles out or get your YouVersion Bible apps out. And let's go through this. Let's maybe read a couple of different versions and try to understand what this means, because in this we're asked to count our sheep, to make sure we're paying attention to the things that we have, to the assets that we have. And we don't have sheep right now. Maybe some of you do. You have sheep, but we have savings accounts and checking accounts and all kinds of other investments. So it's important to know what we have so when trouble ever comes, we'll be prepared for it in a way that will help us through it. So speaking of that, as you guys get that out, I want you to read it if you want to. I want to go into the first question for tonight, and the first question has to do with budget, and it's a simple one. Do you have a budget for your money? Do you have a plan that tells you what is incoming and what is outgoing for your money? And I want to know, do you have a budget? And if you do have one, can you tell everyone why you feel it's important to have one? And if you don't have a budget, can you be brave enough and bold enough to share? Maybe is it fear that keeps you from looking at your money? Is it some other reason? Why don't you have a budget in your life? So why don't you guys take a few minutes to discuss that with each other? All right, hopefully you guys had some good discussion there. I want to jump right into the next question. And that question is, why is it important to be intentional with our priorities? I believe the money there is all in the word intentional, because we all have things that we know are important to us. We all have things that we say are important to us, but it really boils down to, what are we making time for? Where are we being intentional with our time? Where are we being intentional with our relationships? Where are we being intentional with our finances? So it's when we are intentional with our priorities that it really sets us up for success. It really helps us to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish. So I want you guys to be able to discuss tonight is, why is that important? Why is it important to take your priorities and to be intentional with them? What does that do for you personally in your finances? And how do you think it can help others around us? So I want you guys to take some time to discuss that this evening. All right, so our last question for the evening is a little bit of a challenge. It's something that we can take with us during the week and hopefully for the rest of our lives. We want to be able to talk about things and learn things here at The Heart that can help us in our everyday life. We're not just trying to make ourselves smarter, right? We're trying to grow our faith and take steps in this journey of faith, this journey of following Jesus. So what I want to be able to talk through and see what you guys have to say here is, how can you be more intentional? How will you be more intentional with your priorities this week concerning your finances? What can you do this week or this month that can help you to become more intentional, to not only say the things that are important to you, but to put a plan in action, to take steps to be intentional and show yourself and to show others and to show your finances that you are in control, that you are in charge, and that you are going to be intentional with your priorities. Let's take a few moments to talk through how you are going to do that this week. And I'll see you guys this coming Sunday. It's Easter Sunday. Be brave, be bold, invite somebody out to church. Love you guys so much. And I'll see you Sunday at 9:30 or 11.